honor and respects in the name of the Father in heaven, the Mother of the earth, your ancestors, and your spirit guides. This is your host, the Freakin Puertorican, Sancista Brujo Luis, and I want to do a video today because I want to tackle a subject that I've been seeing going through Facebook a lot. And I said, as I've been, reading these things, I said, how can I tackle this? And I said, my mind started stirring. So I said, I'm going to do a video and, tackle the subject. And I want to start the video with 4 creation mythologies from various different cultures, from various different parts of the world, which do have very similar themes and do tie up with what my conversation or my subject is today. So bear with me as I read you these 4 creation mythologies. The first one is from the Judeo-Christian tradition, and I'm going to read it for you. And it says, "In the beginning, the Spirit of God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters of darkness. And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. And God saw the light, and thought to himself that the light was good. Then God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called it night. And the evening and the morning were the first day." Hindu traditions says a giant cobra floated within the waters of darkness. Asleep within its endless coils laid asleep Lord Vishnu. He was washed over by the mighty serpent. Everything was silent and peaceful, and Lord Vishnu slept undisturbed. From the depths of the darkness, a humming sound began to tremble. It grew and spread, filling the darkness of void and emptiness and throbbing with energy. The night had ended, and Lord Vishnu awoke. Taino mythology. Taino are the people of the Caribbean, of Puerto Rico and Cuba. And these are the people, the Taino, the native people before Christopher Columbus came, into the Caribbean. They had a mythology, and it said, the creation mythology, and it said, or it says, "In the beginning was only the void of darkness. And within this void of darkness danced the great mother Atabeira. And there was no life, there was no light, there was only darkness. And within the darkness danced Atabeira. Everything that existed within a deep sleep until Atabeira realized that something was missing. So she crafted 2 sons out of the magical elements within her womb. And Yukahu and Guacar came into being. And Atabeira was content because her son, the great father Yukahu, was preoccupied with the absence of light and life, while Guacar was preoccupied by the great void and darkness. And Yukahu took precious stones from within Atabeira's stomach and created the sun and the moon to illuminate the skies. And he took more precious stones from Atabeira's stomach and placed them in the skies, and the stars were created. And the night was thus illuminated. Now, West African tradition has a mythology, I think it's more from Benin or Dahomey, and it says, "In the beginning of time there was Dan, the serpent rainbow. The serpent rainbow, whose body formed 3,500 coils above the abyss, and 3,500 coils beneath the vast darkness of the abyss. Within the center of the coils, the ancient grandmother Nanabuluku, who is neither male nor female, slept within the darkness of the cool primordial seas of nothingness that hid within the mouth of Dan, whom had been created by Nanabuluku to serve her. A time came when she arose and came forth from Dan, and created the sacred twins Mau and Lisa. After this, Nanabuluku retreated back into the coils of Dan and went back to her slumber and did nothing more. Mau was the moon, who had power over the darkness and the night and lived in the west. Lisa was the sun, who had the power over day and light and made his home in the east. At first, Mau and Lisa had no offsprings, but then when they became one and Lisa eclipsed over Mau, they became one celestial body and created more heavenly beings. Mau and Lisa were mother and father of all others, and there were 14 of them who were 7 pairs of sacred twins. They became the ancient primordial ones whom ruled over land, sea, fire, air, plants, and iron. Okay, so I'm sure I'm going to get comments or people are just going to be curious about what's the point of this whole video. But before I go into that, I just want to say that I'm sure that I'm going to get comments down below of people saying, look at the way this guy dresses. I mean, look at him with his cowboy hat and his black attire and look at the rings that he wears, blah, 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 blah. I just want to talk to you a little bit about myself. And it's also going to go with the video. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. And I was at the time when everyone was listening to rap, you know, rock, Planet Rock and Run DMC. And they wore Adidas and Filas and duckbill hats and whatever else they wore. I was a very odd Puertorican at that time. I remember a couple people used to ask me, are you sure you're Puerto Rican? You don't act Puerto Rican. I didn't know there was a certain way a Puerto Rican should act at that time. When I was growing up, I was very gothic. I was always into the goth culture. I always dressed in black. I felt comfortable in black. And I used to love The Cure. I used to love Depeche Mode. I used to love the Smiths. You know, that was the kind of music that U2, that's the kind of music that I enjoyed at that time. And I was always a little bit different from everybody else. So that still resonates in who I am today as a person, as a human being. I express myself the way I like, you know. I don't care what other people have to say about how I dress. This is me, this is my body, this is the way I honor, and this is the way I respect my body. And as long as it's not hurting you, there's no reason why you need to comment. Trust me, I still get comments by people every day. Mira este. I brush it off. You know, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. I don't lose sleep over it. I am who I am. So that's just part of the comment. Now, why am I going towards, again, this video? I've noticed that a lot of people on YouTube, on Facebook, have been commenting how they go to botanicas and they go dressed in black, and people who own the botanicas, santeros or whoever may be, I don't know who these people are because it's not happened to me, but it's happened to them. They go into these botanicas dressed in black, and they won't serve them. There's a negative. When you view a person dressed in black, there's always people view that as a negative thing, as something that should be feared, something that we don't understand, and I'm not going to serve you. And I think in 2016, come on, this is crazy. So this is the main focus of the video and the reason why I wanted to do this video. Okay, so I took some notes about the color black and its symbology in different traditions and different cultures. But in almost all major religions and spiritual traditions, black is the color of the universe. Okay, it's the color of the universe before God created light. So out of the void of the primordial darkness, God created light, and from light, God created the universe. So black or darkness or the void of light was the first creation of God. Okay, black is the darkest color, the result of the absence of complete absorption of light. It is the opposite of white. We all know that, okay? In the visible spectrum, white reflects light and is the presence of all colors, but black absorbs light. And it is and is an absence of color. In many cultures around the world, it is the color most commonly associated with mourning, with suffering, with the end, with secrets, magic, witchcraft, forces of nature, violence, evil, and elegance. Black is in many cultures a symbol of the clergy. So you know that Catholic priests, ministers of many various traditions, Catholic nuns, Jewish rabbis wear or favor black as the color of their ritual robes or garments, because black also symbolizes humility and penitence, penitencia. I can say that in Spanish. I can't say that in English. Penitencia, penitence. Okay, black associates with self-sacrifice or giving completely of oneself. So you will see nuns and you will see priests who wear black all the time because they're self-sacrificing their lives to their God, their creator. And that's why they do wear black, all the time. It's the color of self-sacrifice, of giving of oneself. Black hides things, while white brings them into the light. While black hides, white brings back forth into the sight, and it brings back forth again. While white brings us out into the light of the world, black hides us from the world around us. It hides our way, so Lord knows this black shirt is working fabulous for me tonight. Let me just say that. But it hides our way, it hides our emotions, it hides our fears, and it hides our insecurities. Black is identified with power and control, and it holds on to the information and object. It holds on to information and objects instead of sharing them as would the color white. Okay, black is an intimidating color. Most people view black as a color of intimidation, and those who wear it are believed to be unfriendly or unapproachable. So when you think of black, you think, of course, of the Wicked Witch of the West, as you would think of the gang members or the bikers on their Harley Davidson. You think automatically, just because they're wearing black and they're wearing black leather jackets or whatever, that they're unfriendly or unapproachable. Okay, and most of them are the sweetest people in the world. Black radiates power and authority also. So when you think about black, you also know that police officers wear blacks. Lawyers wear black, and judges wear black. Black also intimidates, and it creates caution and fear. So again, when you see a person wear black, it's always associated with witches and witchcraft, as it's associated in the concept of fear with ninjas and robbers and thieves. Black symbolizes self-control and disciplines, independence, and a strong will. It was the color often used by samurai. They would wear black and black shoes, and of course, it in that sense, it symbolized discipline. Wearing too much black, though, creates depression. So always constantly wearing black and not balancing it with any other color creates depression, mood swings, and a negative environment. So when you think of wearing too much black, I mean, no disrespect to anybody out there, we often think of emos and goths. And yes, I was a goth, and I still have some of that element within me, but I do wear white many times, especially in spiritual masses, and I do try to wear some color here and there, but you'll often see me wearing black or white. I like to bring the balance, the yin and yang. I don't wear too much black and I don't wear too much white. I know how to balance them both out. Because if you wear too much black, you have to think of it as like a day without, or a month without no sun. how would your emotions feel if it's always cloudy, it's always dark out, it's always gray, it's always gloomy? You get depressed, you get emotional. You need light, you need that balance of light. So that's why we need the balance between the day and the night. The day is for us to enjoy, to see, to experiment, while the night is when we make love and we hide ourselves from the world. Okay, black embodies absorption. Like summer, it absorbs, it traps energy, and it traps more heat, okay? While white is reflective, cool, and deflects, and it keeps us cool. So you know that when you wear black in the summer, you're going to be definitely more hotter than what you would be if you were to wear, lighter colors or white, okay? Black also absorbs negative energy, and it is used to protect from harm and negativity, okay? The color black is like a solar battery drawing in energy and light, which allows witches, empaths, psychic, individuals who are empathetic, who are sponges. It allows witches and empaths to tap into the universal wisdom and recharge. I always recommend that if you're an empath and you're going to go to a place where there's a lot of people, try to wear darker colors, because it really is protective. It's a protective color in those situations. So I always tell people to wear black. And I always notice that when you ever see a person that doesn't want to get red, for those people who read tarot cards, and you don't want to get red, or you don't want to get noticed, you visualize a black, either a shield or your aura is black. You're hiding your emotions. You don't want people to see you, so you create that black auric layer around you. When I'm around people who are ADD, and God bless them, I have a lot of friends who are ADD. Much love to you guys. I'm not disrespecting you, but when I'm around them, I visualize a black shield around me so that they don't absorb all my energy. Okay, black is also the color associated with sexuality and seductiveness. Okay, black symbolizes the beginning as it symbolizes the end. We come into life from the darkness of the womb and into the light, and at the end of our life we go through that dark tunnel and back into the light. Okay, so we have to find the balance between black and white. And this what's that word, stigmata or stagma, whatever that word is in English, of people who wear black all the time are negative or evil people. It's crazy. I know when to wear white. I will never wear dark colors to a misa espiritual, and I will not allow people to come to my house to honor the spirits wearing black, because black is a cool color. White is a cool color. White is the color of the ancestor. It keeps us cool. It keeps our energy level cool, while black absorbs more. That's why a lot of psychic vampires love to wear black as well. So let's try to find the balance between black and white, between the yin and the yang, between the light and the darkness, the day and the night, and stop the stupidity about black cats and black wolves and black owls and black dogs being evil and all this craziness. We're in 2016, and these are based on old folklore and old wives' tales, and I can't believe to go into a botanica. If I was to go into a botanica dressed in all black, oh my God, this person's a black magician, and he's gonna cause me harm. It's crazy. So anyways, I'm gonna cut this video because I'm gonna keep rambling. Much love, much respect. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Please leave your comment. Much respect from me to you. Santo Sanse, Sancista Brujo Luis. Thank you.